Patrick CC covering Diddy's crimes. J-Lo's suspicious involvement. Listen, bro. He talking about some J-Lo. There's so many people involved. There's so many people sus on this. You feel me? Shout out Patrick, man. We gonna get into it. This is only half an hour. Based off what's been going on, bro, this man can drop a whole like 2-hour video if he wanted to. Just talking about every detail, gang. You know what I'm saying? This man right here is cooked. Cooked, bye. He's cooked.
Sean Diddy Combs is currently sitting behind
God don't sleep. Everything in the dark comes to light. Just remember that.
bars as the federal government continues to collect evidence related to his decades of reprehensible crimes. Racketeering, human trafficking, violent assault, bribery are just a few of the countless offenses Diddy is being investigated for. However, crimes at this scale are typically not a one-man operation, so the feds start to question who could have been involved in, assisting with, or covering up his crimes. Jennifer Lopez has been a point of interest as she was in a relationship with the disgraced music mogul from 1999 to 2001, during which she was involved in a nightclub shooting that led to a victim being shot in the face and one man being imprisoned. The details of this case are very messy, and there are multiple strong sources that suggest Diddy was actually the one who fired the gun at the victim's face. But as always, he
see, I'm gonna learn a lot of shit in this, bro. Cause I ain't been on top. I haven't been doing research on none of this. I could care less, bro. It's just wild, and it's like every day there's something new's coming out. You know what I'm saying? All I know is he's cooked. He is cooked. You know what I'm saying?
got away without even a slap on the wrist. Today we're going to deep dive into J-Lo's suspicious involvement with Diddy and unveil all of the details about that fateful night she does not want you to know. J-Lo made it very clear that the first time she met Diddy, she did not like him.
He was larger than life, but at first I didn't like him at all. You know, I didn't. I thought he was like, you know, ick.
Now, it's normal for first impressions to be a little off, but I find it interesting that she used the word ick to describe how she felt meeting him. That implies that she was disgusted or grossed out by him for some reason.
And there gotta be a reason for you to look at somebody and be like, ew. You'd be dumb to just look at somebody and be like, ew. She's playing out like that. You don't know what's going on. I mean, you could really base that off just looks. They're not attractive, but that's about it. So she probably knew something, bro. Knew or heard something. You know what I'm saying?
However, she goes on to say that it's just because they had different views.
Sean and I were very different that way. You know, I was very like family oriented and kind of a, you know, the married type. You know, I was actually, when we first worked together in the video, I was married, even though I was going through problems. Nobody knew that, you know what I mean? And I wanted my family, and even though at that time it was not going well, you know what I mean? That was who I was. That's how I was raised.
Despite Jennifer feeling like her and Puffy had different relationship values, 2 years later they would surprisingly end up as a couple. Over the years, J-Lo has been accused of getting in relationships or even marrying men to advance her career, and based on circumstance, that allegation holds a little bit of weight when it comes to Diddy. Firstly, when they got together, J-Lo was gearing up for the release of her debut album, On the 6 in 1999, but she needed a ton of help. You see, J-Lo was now 30 years old and was trying to prove herself as a musician. She had already proven herself in the industry as a dancer. She danced alongside MC Hammer in an episode of Yo MTV Raps, and then earned a job as a backup dancer for New Kids on the Block's performance at the 1991 American Music Awards. But her big break happened when she got a spot as a member of the Fly Girls, which was a dance group on the widely popular sketch comedy show In Living Color. But just being a dancer was far from the illustrious career she saw herself having. From there, she hired producer Eric Gold as her manager, where she was able to break into acting in Hollywood productions. Her first acting role was on the television show South Central, which was a comedy drama sitcom that aired on Fox in 1994. From there, she got more TV roles in Second Chances and Hotel Malibu, which transitioned to movie roles in Mi Familia, Money Train, and Jack alongside the legendary...
Bro, she's 30 in some of these. She's older than 30 in some of these, right? Bro, she looks like early 20s, bro. She is aging so good too. J-Lo fine, boy.
Comedian Robin Williams. However, her breakout film was Selena, a biopic about Selena Quintanilla Perez, the queen of Tejano music, which is a genre blending Mexican music with elements of American country and jazz. Lopez made headlines as the first Latina actress to earn $1 million for a film. Not only did this cement her place in Hollywood, but it also earned her a Golden Globe nomination, making her a draw for future work. And despite her acting career about to take off like a rocket ship, she didn't want to be an actress. She wanted to be a musician. Embracing her Latin roots, Lopez recorded a music demo in Spanish, which sparked a bidding war among record labels, and ultimately she signed with Sony Music Group. The deal with Sony was described as lucrative, as they outbid major labels like Capitol Records and EMI Latin. As Lopez worked on her debut album, Sony launched a major campaign to promote her, leading to her appearance in Diddy's music video for Been Around the World in 1997. At that time, Diddy was an extremely powerful and popular music industry executive. He single-handedly developed and marketed the Notorious B.I.G. to hip-hop superstardom. His label, Bad Boy Entertainment, was an absolute powerhouse, signing some of the most successful artists of the late 90s. He had personally won 2 Grammy Awards in 1998, and he was known to throw some of the most lavish parties where countless powerful figures in the entertainment industry would attend. Being Diddy's girlfriend was
Diddy parties, but I see so many memes of that shit. I see so many memes of that shit, bro. Bro, all of the shit they're trying to put on him is true. Yeah, I hope he don't step out of prison, boy. I really hope that's the case, bro. Keep him locked up.
quite literally a golden ticket to superstardom, especially in the music industry. It's also convenient that Diddy's label was owned by Epic Records, which was also owned by Sony, the same label that signed Jennifer Lopez. Plus, Diddy was known to introduce and mentor new artists in the industry, such as Mary J. Blige, Usher, and Justin Bieber. And when J-Lo talks about her relationship with Diddy in retrospect, it sounds like she's talking about an old manager rather than an old lover.
He was great. It was almost like I was meant to meet him while I was making my first album. Because he helped me a lot. He was kind of like a mentor in a way, not a mentor, but like guided me. But he had a way of communicating that put it very plainly, like, that sucks, don't do that. Or you need to do this, or you need to do that. Don't forget, like, and I was smart enough to sponge up the things that were useful.
So when you factor in J-Lo getting the ick when she first met Diddy, to then essentially signing to the same label while she's trying to prove herself in the music industry, it makes it seem like this was not love, this was business.
Business or forced? You know what I'm saying? I mean business and forced, not or and. You know?
Diddy, who at the time went by Puff Daddy or Puffy, was at the peak of his career, and he had just recently got away with multiple fatal encounters that he was involved in. He somehow was not indicted, arrested, or even a suspect in the murders of Tupac and Biggie. This is surprising because, as we broke down in great detail in my Diddy Files video, all roads as to why.
Oh yeah, he did drop a video. I forgot he did a video. He could do another 2 hour long video if he wanted to.
Why the two rappers died seemed to lead to him. Also in 1998, he finally settled a case that he had been battling for 7 years. In 1991, he organized a celebrity charity basketball game where a stampede occurred that took the lives of 9 people. 8 families of the deceased settled wrongful death lawsuits against Mr. Combs in early 1998. Mr. Combs ended up paying around $600,000 of a total of $3 million or so. When you combine these major legal wins with him having more success than ever, and dating a buzzing superstar, he was probably feeling untouchable, which meant that anyone who came at him the wrong way would pay the price. And one man who would pay the price would be Steve Stout, a longtime executive with Interscope Records, and manager of the rapper Nas. Nas had recently released a single featuring Puffy called Hate Me Now, and when the music video aired on MTV, Puffy was outraged. The video features the crucifixion of Christ with Nasir himself playing the role of Jesus. Diddy was also cast as one of the criminals on a cross beside Nas. Puffy, who is a devout Catholic, had requested his image on the cross be removed from the cut of the video that was to air nationally. Whether it was an honest mistake or done intentionally is unknown, but the fact of the matter is the request was ignored and the full video was broadcast across the country. From there, Diddy went to Steve Stout's office with several bodyguards bodyguards and allegedly attacked Stout by smashing a bottle of champagne over his head. When Puffy was asked about the situation, this was his response.
Listen, Puffy, there's a bad rumor going around that either you or your people were involved with beating up a record executive. Oh, yeah? What's your side of the story on that?
I heard that rumor too. I don't even really know where it came from.
1 month later, in May.
That's it. That's all you said for real, bro? Ah.
I heard that rumor too. I don't even really know where it came from.
1 month later, in May of '99, Steve Stout reported the assault to the press. "I'm scared of him. Everybody is afraid of him. He has a dark history." Stout goes on to explain the attack. "He punched me in the face, and then he grabbed the phone and bashed me in the head with it. 1 minute I'm in the middle of a meeting, and the next minute I'm down on the floor, and Puffy and his guys are kicking and pounding me. One of them picks up a chair and throws it at me. Then Puffy throws my desk over, and they just walk out like nothing happened." Sean Combs was arrested, then bailed out, but the case never went to trial and was settled out of court.
Because there was no lawsuit?
No. There was just a, like you said, payoff.
Do you know how much Steve got paid off?
He got paid off well.
Millions?
You can say that.
Yeah?
Bro, that's so sad, bro. Money really runs the world, bro. Like, all you need is money, and it's gonna solve everything. Or it can get you out of some crazy shit, bro. That's fucked.
You could say that?
Yeah.
Puffy seemingly felt he could do whatever he wanted because ultimately he had the money, the power, or the connections to make any problem go away. And that's exactly what many people think happened in the infamous 1999 club shooting, the one where Jennifer Lopez saw the entire thing go down. On December 27th, 1999, Diddy and Jennifer Lopez arrived at Manhattan's famous Club New York in a limousine.
Club New York, 2 days after Christmas, 45th Street, Manhattan, Times Square. Everybody's outside, fur coats, Benzes, baddest bitches, richest niggas, ball players, gangsters, rappers, all in one spot.
Diddy and J-Lo arrived with a small crew, including his chauffeur, Wardell Fenderson, his bodyguard, Anthony Wolf Jones, and his newest bad boy signee, upcoming rapper, Shine.
I get inside the club, pat. I see J-Lo with a security guard walking to the bathroom. I'm like, oh, this shit lit. J-Lo in the club, this shit lit. I see Puffy and them niggas over there, him and Shaw, them niggas just standing on the couches. Moet bottles, doing it.
As Puffy and his crew attempted to leave, they navigated through the crowded club. As they walked past the bar, they bumped into another crew, led by a man named Matthew Allen, who goes by the street name Scar. Whoever bumped into Scar caused him to spill his drink on his clothes, to which his friend named Marcus turned around in a fit of rage and pushed the first person he saw, which happened to be Diddy.
Puffy says, you know, do you know who I am? And this guy Marcus.
Bro, people react too quick. People react way too fucking quick, bro. Like, what happened? Something happening, being aware, checking your surroundings, and then reacting. That's like somebody touching your shoulder, right? You're facing this way. Somebody touches your shoulder. You turn around, dink. Little did you know it's your mom. Little did you know it was your son. All because you didn't want to check and make sure. You just dink. Quick ass reaction, bro.
Says, yeah, motherfucker, we got money too. And he takes a wad of cash and he throws it right at his face.
Wow.
Wait, what?
We got money too. This guy Marcus says, yeah, motherfucker, we got money too. And he takes a wad of cash and he throws it right at his face.
Wow.
And it's 50s and 100s, and it's just raining 50s and 100s, which of course the whole bar, you know, it goes crazy. Yeah, they start diving on them, you know, trying to get the money.
But all I know is I saw when he swung and slapped, and money was raining through the sky and falling to the floor. Everybody started trying to run and pick up money, and it was just craziness.
All you hear, pow, pow, pow. Next thing I know, me and this nigga on the floor looking at each other. We like, oh shit. We like, yo, because you know, after one shot, you like this. But then you hear more shot, that's when you fall.
Now, there are conflicting reports as to
That's a fact. I was recently outside nearby a freaking shootout, bro. That shit was crazy. Literally, like he said, the first shot, you're like, what was that? Keep hearing, oh, now you know what it is. You feel me? Now imagine, right? Imagine you hear that, you have one on you, and you just start airing out, bro. Not knowing where they're coming from, who's doing it.
Exactly what happened next, but we do know that several shots were fired from a gun into the club. One of the victims, named Natanya Rubin, recalls being shot.
Like literally walking backwards towards the door, drawing from their hip. I told my friend, I said, oh my God, watch out. As I turned back to look at them, I watched them bow bow. Both of them fired, and the muzzle flash was like, psh, psh. I watched them both fire their guns. I watched them. I got hit right here, in my nose, in between my eyes, which means I'm facing directly at you. Just like I'm looking at you, that's exactly how I was looking.
No way. She survived, bro? Her surviving that is God's work, bro.
At him, and I watched him shoot me.
Today, Natanya speaks about the situation very calmly, but back when it first happened, she was extremely distraught, seeking justice.
I'm not famous. I don't have a publicity machine.
Fuck.
I don't have $1 billion of insurance on my body, or any part of my body for that matter. Does that make me any less valuable?
You have a woman who shot in the face, who still has bullet fragments 2 inches from her spine. She has 2 children. She has her own business.
Bro, she could have died, bro. God protected her that day, boy. She literally could. She wouldn't be here, bro. She shouldn't be here. To the face, bro. Dog.
What is she to do now? There's an issue of health coverage. I mean, what do you tell 2 children, 10 and 7? Mommy got shot in the face.
Another victim, 27-year-old Julius Jones, also recalls being shot.
I ain't had no time to duck. It just hit me. Felt, the burn sensation on my shoulder. I just dropped instantly to the floor.
The next thing he remembers after the bullet pierced his shoulder.
People screaming, running for the door to the exit, trying to, get out the way.
After the gunfire stopped, Puffy and J-Lo rushed out of the club and were whisked into a vehicle driven by his chauffeur, Wardell Fenderson. The group fled the chaos in a Lincoln Navigator SUV registered to Puffy's Bad Boy record company, speeding through 11 red lights while the cops pursued them. As the car was speeding away from the police, a bystander witnessed somebody throw a gun outside of the passenger side of the car. The witness told investigators that he saw a woman's hand fling a gun from the
she is accessory to attempt by baby. I mean, you was there. You was gonna get hit with something. Feel me? Trying to protect. Well, I forgot what you call it. You're a witness to you're a witness to a crime. You can get charged for that, especially if you keep your mouth shut. Y'all here grabbing a gun and tossing it out the window. What? Now you helping? All that, and her career is booming, boy. And she was willing to throw it away. Just nah, gang. Bro, it literally be the quickest thing to get you down, bro. To fuck you over. It only takes one thing, one mistake.
Chauffeur-driven Lincoln Navigator.
Minding his own business, and he says the Lincoln Navigator is driving by. According to him, he sees a light-skinned, slender arm throw this loaded weapon out the window. And that lands on his car.
If this was true, it implicates Jennifer Lopez, as that's likely the person they are describing, for discarding a piece of evidence. The Navigator was eventually pulled over by police, and authorities found another firearm with 3 spent cases in the front seat. Nobody took credit for the gun. Therefore, all 4 of them, J-Lo, Diddy, the driver, and the bodyguard, were arrested and taken to the Midtown North precinct for questioning. We would later find out that the weapon had been reported stolen in Georgia. None of the 4 occupants of the car had a license for the gun. Back at the nightclub, Shine was taken away in handcuffs because he also was in possession of a firearm with 3 spent cases. Scar and his crew were not arrested because they fled the scene. While Diddy and his crew were in the holding cell, allegedly he attempted to bribe his driver, Wardell Fenderson. "I'm Puff Daddy, you know?" Fenderson quoted Combs as saying in hushed tones, "I can't take this gun rap. I'll give you $50,000. According to Fenderson, Shine chimed in, "Listen, dog, you don't have a record. You'll get probation. We can't let P take the gun. You'll be a part of the family."
And then people who are willing to fuck their own life up and take the blame for somebody else. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Oh, I'm a real nigga. I ain't gonna snitch. I don't snitch on my... So you gonna throw your life away for your mans. If he was really your mans, he wouldn't put you in that situation. If Puffy really cared about this man, he wouldn't be saying, okay, can you take it, bribing him. He wouldn't do that, bro. And motherfuckers don't think that. They just think, oh, that's my mans. I'ma hold it down. You're gonna fuck your life up while your mans is free, enjoying his life. You're gonna do some time, come back out, and you don't even know if your mans is gonna be your mans or not. You don't know that. It's 50-50, bro. People really be throwing their life away, bro. For what? And at that, for somebody else, you got me fucked up, boy. You got me fucked up. If they was really your peoples, they wouldn't put you in situations like this. No matter what it is. If they really cared about you. Think about that shit, bro. Really think about that shit.
Combs then offered him a diamond pinky ring, a gift from J-Lo, as collateral for the promised $50,000. The driver initially did tell police that the gun was his, but he later recanted that statement. There was also a tapped phone call where they suspect Puff had been trying to bribe the driver once again.
And I just want to make you feel like comfortable, you know what I'm saying? Make your family feel comfortable.
Everyone involved in the situation bailed out of jail, and as you can imagine, the media was in a frenzy. Puffy quickly lawyered up, hiring a dream team of 2 top defense attorneys, Johnny Cochran and Benjamin Braffman. They held a press conference, which was basically just an official way for Puffy to put out an official statement to proclaim his innocence.
On Sunday evening, I went to Club New York, and under no circumstances whatsoever did I have anything to do with a shooting.
From there, his lawyer proceeded to take questions and attempt to clarify what had happened that night.
Whatever happened at the club had nothing to do with him, and when he went outside and he was whisked into a car, in the back of the car with Miss Lopez, the gun was found in the front where 2 other people were. If you or I went into a car and sat in the back seat and a gun was found in the front.
Shut up. Because if I'm in the back, I could pass it to the front. I could pass it to the front. Hey, yo, go ahead, throw this out the window.
Our cases would be dismissed. The reason Mr. Combs' case was not dismissed is a simple one. Because every time someone lies, you all take it as true.
His lawyer...
Y'all fucking lying. The gun was found in the front. They were in the back. People be lying. Yeah, like y'all, what the fuck is y'all on about? Dog. Oh my god, it's crazy how corrupt shit be, bro. And all it takes is this to get you out of trouble.
Is trying to convince the press that the gun being in the front seat is this obvious matter of fact that proves Diddy's innocence, when in reality, Diddy's company owned the car, and they drove for 11 New York City blocks, speeding away from the cops, which is more than enough time for somebody to take the gun from the back seat and move it to the front seat.
Kick it, move it, throw it, hand it over. If they wasn't part of that shit, they would have been driving calm, regular shit. I understand, you know, there's a shooting, people running away. No, bro. You running 11 red lights. Driving quick down the street. Stop it. Stop it. Even with the hard, clear evidence, bro. This gonna get you out of trouble.
But we're going to deep dive into all the details of the case in a minute. Right before the trial, the media was more focused on Jennifer Lopez since Diddy being involved in a shooting wasn't really all that surprising. Headlines emerged such as her high-risk romance and her night in hell. Whether or not she had been involved in or knew exactly what happened was a juicy story, and everyone wanted answers, which is why many people believe that she wore a specifically revealing dress at the 2000s Grammy Awards to take attention off the incident. This award show was less than 2 months after the shooting, and headlines switched from talking about that to talking about this skimpy garment. In fact, her Grammys dress is the reason why Google Images exists today. Google's executive chairman, Eric Schmidt,
Her picture's the reason there's Google Images?
from talking about that to talking about this skimpy garment. In fact, her Grammys dress is the reason why Google Images exists today. Google's executive chairman, Eric Schmidt, said Google users wanted more than just text. This first became apparent after the 2000s Grammy Awards, where Jennifer Lopez wore a green dress that, well, caught the world's attention. At the time, it was the most popular search query we had ever seen, but we had no surefire way of getting users exactly what they wanted. J-Lo wearing that dress. Google image search was born.
What the fuck? Next time you Google a picture, think J-Lo in that dress. Are you fucking serious? Are you serious? It took that for them to come up with this, bro. Thank you, J-Lo, in that dress. Honestly, because now we can Google images, but like that, I did not know that. That is actually fucking wild. That's crazy.
As we got closer to the trial,
Damn.
David Letterman interviewed Jennifer Lopez on Late Night and asked her about the recent trouble she had got in with Diddy. He was referring to the nightclub shooting, and J-Lo made it very clear that she did not want to talk.
Trouble now. There's some trouble now. I don't think I need to tell people, but there's trouble now. And we don't need to go into it, do we? No. And you can't really say anything about it, can you? No. So I really shouldn't have even brought it up. I don't know why I brought it up. But there is some trouble now. Now,
She said help. She said help. Her fine ass.
has the trouble affected the relationship?
No.
The trial for the nightclub shooting case began with jury selection on January 17th, 2001, followed by opening arguments on January 29th, 2001. Interestingly enough, we found this New York Post article that claims that J-Lo testified in front of 23 grand jurors in Manhattan Supreme Court, saying, "Look, I danced with him. I had my arms around him. No gun." But I found countless other sources that report
No gun. Somebody probably passed it to him. He probably grabbed it out of somebody's pocket. It don't matter.
that she never testified, but she would be willing to if she had to. I have told Sean that if he and his lawyers change their minds and require me to testify, I will be there immediately to tell the truth. Another interesting point in this case is that Shine got separate attorneys than Puffy. Puff had his superstar legal team, but Shine, who was just 20 years old with no substantial money, was actually appointed different lawyers. And those two lawyers had previously worked for Diddy. And this is weird because Puff and Shine are essentially defending themselves for the exact same crime, and Shine is signed to Diddy's label, so why would they have separate legal teams? Diddy's defense was simple. He denied everything. He didn't have a gun, he didn't get into an altercation, he didn't get slapped with a stack of money, he didn't shoot a gun, and he did not try to hide a gun after the fact. Detectives who interviewed 350 people that witnessed the events in the nightclub almost unanimously agree that Diddy and Shine did fire a weapon.
Bruh. You got more than 300 people saying yeah, or majority, and he ain't get in trouble for this? System is fucked, bro. It's been fucked.
The other witnesses that did describe what happened, you know, say that Sean Combs was the one who fired, you know, and shot these people along with Shine.
Additionally, there were metal detectors that everyone in the club were required to go through, which would mean that the intended targets of the bullets, Scar and his crew, would not have had guns on them.
The only people who didn't go through the metal detectors is Puffy and J-Lo. Right.
Yeah, because they either come through the back or they pay to have them in the club. The fuck, bro?
And I think everyone else went through.
Okay.
They were the only ones that had guns.
Also, if you think about it, if Scar and his crew had guns on them, this situation would have probably been a lot worse because they likely would have started shooting back. But instead, they fled the scene. And speaking of Scar, conveniently, he was nowhere to be found in the trial, and that's because he was allegedly threatened to disappear.
And he said, he goes, look, you know, they were after me, they were trying to, you know, get me to disappear anyway, and they were going to pay me. At one point, he was offered $100,000 to just disappear. This is according to him. They had a meeting set to go get this money. He was going to bring some people with him for his safety, you know, and so he felt fairly comfortable. But he got a call from someone in Puffy's inner circle who he knew from his neighborhood, wherever he knew him, I forget exactly, but who told him, don't go to pick up that money. You will never see it, and that'll be it for you. They're gonna kill you.
Despite all of the evidence that seemingly was stacked up against Puffy, one witness was somehow able to exonerate him entirely. The witness, Charisse Myers, was a bouncer at the club. She claimed that when shots rang out, she fell on top of Puffy during the shooting and that she did not feel a gun on him. This single testimony somehow negated all of the witnesses, all of the testimonies and detective reports and the metal detectors and everything that made Puffy look guilty. How? We don't know.
I fell on him. Everybody's saying yes, but because I fell on him, he's safe. Shut the fuck up, bro. This is crazy, bro. And, bro, we think this is crazy? There's so much more in the world that's happened or is happening right now. Crazier than this, and people are getting away with it.
Additionally, Charisse testified that Shine was the one who shot the gun, and for some reason, Shine's lawyers admitted that he shot the gun, but in self-defense. So Puffy's defense strategy was deny everything, and Shine's defense strategy was, oh yeah, I did shoot the gun, but I was defending myself. It was at this point that Shine realized his attorneys, which were appointed to him by Puffy, were not acting in his best interest.
But at the point where, you know, he calling the witnesses, you know, to do me dirty, then you understand that, you know, well, man, if these guys is working for him, because I went to the judge like 3 times complaining about inefficiency with my lawyers, because they was just dumbing out. Like, witnesses be on the stand.
They literally worked for him, bro. This man was not safe. He wasn't gonna win anything, bro. He's cooked. This man is cooked.
I would ask them 2 questions that didn't make sense and then sit down. It's obvious that they were selling me, you understand, in order to appease him. You know, there was a dual loyalty there.
All fingers were pointed at Puff, but because of Charisse Myers' testimony and Shine's lawyers essentially backing up her story, the jury felt this case was solved, that Shine was guilty and Puffy was innocent. Sean Combs was acquitted of all charges, and Shine was found guilty of 5 other charges, including assault in the first degree, reckless endangerment, and criminal possession of a weapon. Justice Charles Solomon sentenced Barrow to 10 years for first-degree assault. I also find it interesting.
Hold on. 10 years for first-degree assault, a count that could have brought up to 25 years. Shut up, bro. He could be out by the time he's 30 and a half. Dog, that's... Fuck off.
Solomon sentenced Barrow to 10 years for first-degree assault. I also find it interesting that Shine's lawyers, who literally just lost their case and know their client is going to jail, walk up to the press stand smiling, looking like they won.
Because they got paid, or they're gonna get paid. Oh my god, this shit literally blows my mind, bro. Literally blows my mind.
What about Shine? His spirits, he's of course disappointed with.
There's just something odd about how he says, "What about Shine?" while smiling. It's like, what do you mean, what about Shine? You just lost the case. He's going to jail. Why are you smiling? And then he looks at his partner, and his partner is a lot more serious, and he immediately tucks that smile away and acts very serious. It's almost like he was smiling because the job actually was done.
His pocket's gonna look nice after that loss, huh? Imagine taking L's and you still getting good money. Like, just money comes to you, bro. You take every L you take. Oh, that'd be amazing. That'd be amazing. I'm sure a lot of people will take L's on purpose, bro. The fuck out of here.
The right way. But hey, what do I know? There are theories that
what do
Puffy
I
paid
know?
the jurors,
What do we
or
know?
maybe he bribed the judge, or he paid Sharice Myers to strengthen his case, but none of them really have much substantial evidence. However, it does kind of seem that Shine was the fall guy. Shine said that Diddy admitted this many years later.
You know, Puff apologized. He did apologize to me for that, you know, when we met in Paris. And, you know, he did say, you know, he could have handled it better, but he was under a lot of pressure, you know, from the lawyers, you know, to throw me under the bus. And that's exactly what, you know, Benjamin Brofman and Johnny Cochran and the entire Dream Team, that was their position.
But Diddy has always denied that.
I did not force anybody or tell anybody to say anything that would damage or hurt Shine's case. I just wouldn't do that. That would not be my intent whatsoever.
Now, there is no doubt that Shine
Dog, oh my god, all this shit is absurd, bro.
did commit a horrible crime. Like, you can't just fire a gun into a club where there's tons of people around. But it really seems like he was not the only one who should have been found guilty. And throughout the years, there was only one person who never shared their side of the story, and that was Jennifer Lopez. J-Lo was right there the entire night. She arrived with Puffy, she was in the club with him, she was right there when they had the scuffle, she was in the getaway vehicle where a gun was discarded, and she was even in the holding cell where there was allegedly a bribe that happened. She also continued to date Puffy before and during the trial. If anyone knows exactly how this all went down, it's her. But after this trial concluded, their relationship did not last much longer. In an interview with Rolling Stone, J-Lo recalls, "He said to me many times, I want a divorce." Which, keep in mind, they were never married. "I'll be away so much, or he can't get away. Whatever. But he'll say, so where do I send the papers?" Lopez affirms that all is well, but they have no plans to marry. She goes on to detail their vastly different lifestyle preferences. Puff loves to go out, she says. He's been a going out to clubs person all his life, doing his thing. I've always been a homebody, so we switch off what we do when we're together. I don't really like to talk about us because I don't feel like it's anybody's business. It's a separate thing. He's an artist, I'm an artist, we have two separate careers. There are some things you have to keep sacred and private, she says quietly, breaking eye contact as she does whenever Puffy is brought up in a non-professional capacity. That's such an interesting detail. Like, why did the writer...
Yeah, right. Yo, they paying attention for real. They paying attention for real, boy.
Write that specifically.
Yeah.
She always breaks eye contact. They knew something. In this business, your soul is so public and open and out there for everybody. There is no privacy. There really isn't. At the end of the day, you really have to fight to keep certain things sacred so that they survive. And sometimes they don't. And that's life. But you try. Most people look at J-Lo's response as completely normal. Even celebrities deserve privacy, and it's not weird to think they don't want to spill out every single detail about their personal lives.
Yeah.
However, due to the suspicious acquittal of Diddy in the shooting and the nature of his recent RICO charges, some look at her demand for privacy as a strategic way to separate herself from his sins. Was she actually a homebody? I mean, we do have plenty of photos of her at the Diddy parties, especially some where she appears to be cozied up in the bed with other stars, perhaps a prelude to the freak-offs.
That I, at that time, was cared very deeply for Sean, and you know, we just didn't have the same kind of ideals about life and family and stuff like that, and just wasn't a good relationship for me. It didn't have so much to do with him as it had to do with me at the time. I had to learn to care about myself a little bit more and put up certain boundaries of what I would accept and wouldn't accept, because really he was just being himself. He wasn't doing anything wrong, and he felt like he loved me very much, and I know he did, and I felt like the same way. So if I was unhappy in some way, then I was the one who had to do something. Not him. He was doing everything he wanted to do.
Just a few months after the trial, the couple quietly went their separate ways. The relationship only lasted 18 months. But Diddy says almost nothing but positive things about Jennifer. In a 2001 interview, he said that he was still in love with his ex Kim Porter.
I got caught up in the hype a little bit. You know, Jennifer, she's definitely a bad chick, but I was still in love with Kim. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't marry Jennifer if I was still in love with Kim.
A couple years later, J-Lo revealed that their breakup was actually because Puffy had cheated on her. It was the first time I was with someone who wasn't faithful, J-Lo tells Vibe magazine. I was in this relationship with Puff where I was totally crying, crazy, and going nuts. It really took my whole life in a tailspin. I never caught him, but I just knew. He'd say he was going to a club for a couple of hours and then never come back that night. Puffy's longtime bodyguard, Gene Deal, also recalls a time where he cheated on J-Lo immediately after she threw him a massive party for his birthday.
Then we came back, what's his name? Slam had set it up because Jennifer went upstairs. And Puff said, yo, Gene, watch the door. Don't let nobody come through the door. And I wanted to say it was Korean, but I'm not sure it was her. And while Jennifer was upstairs, he was down there getting a fellatio from her.
Did she ever find out?
She know now.
Now this is...
she know now. Oh my God, bro. What the fuck? Fuck you if you cheat. Simple as that. Fuck you if you cheat, bro. Fuck you if you cheat. Simple.
Not as popular of a theory because it's not that sexy, but there is a chance that Diddy was an entirely different person towards J-Lo. If you watch my Diddy Files video, then you know that when it comes to his...
Did I react? No, I didn't. Did I? Why does that thumbnail look familiar? I feel like I did. I don't know. I deadass don't remember.
His personal relationships, he's quite literally a monster. I mean, there's video of him beating his girlfriend. But if we speculate that his relationship with J-Lo was just a business transaction, then maybe he treated her better than his other partners.
When you was around Diddy, did you ever see him put his hands on Jennifer Lopez?
Well, he didn't do any violence to Mrs. J-Lo. That's why I didn't see any violence. It's a different breed, bro. He wasn't going to risk himself like that. And plus, a lot of people
wasn't going to risk himself like that. And he did. For everything else.
Who didn't like him. J-Lo mother didn't like him. Vinny Medina didn't like him. If he would have...
Hey, man. Listen to your mom. I ain't gonna lie. 99% of the time, your mom is right, bro. When it comes to having a feeling on somebody. I don't really like him. There's something about that person. Believe your mom, bro. Believe your mom.
Ever touch Miss Lopez in any kind of aggressive way, she would have said something, man, listen to me. The whole Bronx would have been on Puff. It's a different class. You know, he knew that she was an actress, she was a singer. He did put her on a pedestal, but he still was seeing Kim. So I don't think that she had those experiences. People only do what you let them do. If he would have did that to her, he would only had one time. You see, when he ran out the club and left her after that shooting at Shine now, she ain't want to be with them no more.
It seems like J-Lo has a great deal of deniability as far as her involvement and or knowledge of Diddy's crimes. He could have been a totally different person towards her, or he was cheating on her, which we can assume would mean that he was constantly lying to her. Or maybe the relationship was strictly business and it was all fake, so they didn't even know each other that well. Or all of the above. Those who still look at J-Lo suspiciously believe that she knew about his sins and purposely turned a blind eye since he was helping her music career immensely, or that she was actually involved in the cover.
Because who knows, if she bit the hand that fed her, you know what I'm saying? It could have been worse for her, bro. Maybe she was scared shitless. You know what I'm saying? Who knows?
Cover up of the nightclub shooting, or at the very least, she knows the real story, and the reason she is not speaking out against him today is because she is also guilty. I mean, this clip of her basically wishing death on Diddy is very telling.
You look in the ocean, you see two people floating.
Oh, shit.
You can only pull up one because that's how much room you have on your raft. You look in the ocean, you see Ben Affleck, and you see Diddy.
I let both those motherfuckers drown.
What's that?
I let both those motherfuckers drown.
Both of them
I also
drowned?
find this clip of J-Lo's mom in 2015 very interesting.
I was telling you that I could always see you.
Wait. Jennifer Lopez's mom reacts to her possibility. So, did he?
15, very interesting.
I was telling you that I could always see you getting back with Puffy in a little way.
What? Shut the fuck up. Fuck is y'all clapping for? God.
I remember you said
yes.
Yes.
Or in my mind.
Look it.
Or in my mind.
I don't think I've ever seen.
Said no?
Look it.
What? What's she doing? Don't answer?
Or
Yo, she's like, ew, don't fucking talk about that. Is that what she's trying to say?
in my mind.
I don't
Dismiss.
think I've ever
Yeah.
seen a more seriously concerned face. Her mom is not playing around. She demanded that J-Lo stop talking. The reason why all this matters is because it's very possible that today J-Lo is in contact with federal investigators about the 1999 club shooting. She could plead the fifth, she could say that she doesn't remember, or she could testify against him and actually help put him in jail. And since Diddy is currently being charged with RICO, the nightclub shooting can still be added to his charges as long as they can prove that this incident is a part of a pattern of repetitive criminal behavior.
In the aftermath of that, they have witnesses that say he bragged about intimidating witnesses, paying off jurors. Certainly when you have that kind of stuff, if you go back and you find that juror that was paid off, or jurors, multiple, that may have been paid off, certainly that gives you the impetus to kind of come forward and refresh those charges on a federal case.
So now it's J-Lo's move. Is she going to stay silent, plead the fifth, and pretend like she doesn't remember anything? Or will she be a part of the inevitable takedown and imprisonment of Sean Diddy Combs?
Which one is it, baby? Which one is it? You got too much going on for yourself. Are you going to throw your shit away for him? Or are you going to stand your ground and say what it is for what it is? You know what I'm saying? Man. Hey, what a blessing it is to not be involved in bullshit, huh? What a blessing it is to not be involved in BS. And if it is BS that you're involved in, it better be because of you and nobody else. You know what I'm saying? Dog. This whole thing on him is fucking wild. You got all these celebrities whose names are involved in some way, shape, or form. You got her, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Meek Mill, mad people. Biggie, Tupac, Aaliyah, Usher, I think R. Kelly. I seen so many people, bro. 2024, the year of exposement, and I said it earlier this year in a video after people were talking about Cat Williams in that interview with what's his name, Sherman Williams, bro, on the podcast, the Shay Shay podcast, or the Shay Shay show, whatever, something like that. Yeah, this year too much has been being exposed, bro, on everybody. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out Patrick, man. Bro, this video, why does it, did I react to this, bro? I think I did. Did I? Okay, okay. I think I did. I'm double checking. Hold on. I'm lying. I actually did react to it. Okay, so that's on the channel. All right. I had to freaking double check, bro, because I was confused. The thumbnail looks similar. I thought it was a way longer video for some reason. I don't know. I did react to it. It's on the channel. Okay. South Park is gonna have a field day with this one. Absolutely. She's not Jenny from the block. She's Jenny that threw it. Plot twist, finding out J-Lo being a sus. Diddy accomplice is the reason for the Ben Affleck sighing meme. Crazy. She will do whatever benefits her. She's always been an ambitious opportunist. Her career is done, and more people are disliking her and scrutinizing her choice. I don't believe she's a good person. Oh man, all 4 suspects in the car and not running a gun residue test is crazy. J-Lo has always been ruthless, and she liked this. She liked the same in Diddy. She knows so much and kept quiet while people suffer. She should be charged too. J-Lo, jail. Oh, okay, buddy. Ain't no party like a Patrick CC party. Keep it up, man. Hey yo, hey yo. Plain and simple, corrupt people protect each other. Facts. Oh man, we finna hit November in a few days, right? And the year ain't over yet, bro. Oh, and the other thing I seen was, I guess Diddy's trial thing is next year, 2025, something like that, right? This man's cooked, bro. God don't sleep, and everything done in the dark comes to light. Remember that, man. Let me know what you guys thought.